This week you will receive a grade according to how well you can strategize and complete work for other classes. I will come back to the reading later. For now, I'm going to go through how you will strategize. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look through your binder, or you're going to look through the LMS, or you're going to think back to learning in your classes, and you're going to write down as many pieces of work that you can see that need to be done. So many of you have math to do, your cost of ingredients sheet. Some of you have math to do where you've just missed some math sheets even before this week, right? So you might just put math, for example, empty sheets type thing. Some of you have some science to do. So for example, in science, you might have, let's see, man, you guys have a list of things to do in science. So for science, you might work on just watching a video, right? There's 2 videos you guys can have watched on digestion. So you might say, you know, science, you've got video 1 to do. Science, you've also got video 2 to work on. Some of you are probably working on an English assignment right now. You can include that on your list of items to do as well. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to write work you need to do in that first block on the handout you've been given. Okay, so video 2, we'll call that V2. The next thing we're going to do, once you've put every single thing you can find that you need to get done in this box, you're going to go to part B. In fact, this should be a B here, not a number 1. And you're just going to choose work items from above that you know are going to be evaluated. Well, in math, you are going to be evaluated Friday by how well you purchase your items. So having that sheet filled in, let's go back. Having the sheet, for example, the cost of ingredients sheet done is going to help you to purchase your math ingredients properly. Okay, so purchase activity. And then you'll be able to bake the cookies and rock and roll on Friday. Okay. Some of you might know that you're going to have, for example, a geography test, right? So you might prepare for that geography test, or you might have like a geography map to finish coloring, or a poster to make. Okay. So you're just going to put anything from above there that have to get done that are going to be marked. And the last thing you're going to do is in part C, you're going to write in the box anything that you have to have done before there's a next step. So this is kind of less important than the stuff that's going to be marked, but it's important, right? So in math, you are going to have your cost of ingredients evaluation Friday. That sheet needs to be done, right? It's going to help you do better on the activity. Science, for example, you want to have the videos watched so that you can participate in the game we're going to play this afternoon in class. Now, finally, what you're going to do, and this is, you're going to hand this sheet in when you're done. Okay, so you're going to look at the 3 most important work items on your list. Okay, so when you look on this slide here, where stuff is going to be marked, you're going to pick anything that's on that list. So you know you're going to be marked in math, so you're going to tell the reader, okay, my cost of ingredients sheet, I need to get that done. Then you're going to indicate under materials needed to complete, you're going to put what you need to do the sheet. So you need a pencil, paper, calculator, and the unit cost of each ingredient, which were on little yellow tabs that you were given in class. Then you're going to think of all the places you might look to for help. So for example, I'm in the class with you guys for math during your learning strategy, so you can ask me. You've got friends in there that are also in the math class. I'll have the unit cost tickets out. You can always refer to the learning management system, and your other math work in your binder will also be helpful. Some of you need to get your geography poster done. Okay, so you may have listed it back in part A where you were beginning to look through your binder. Some of you have geography, and you need to get that map or that big project done where you're making a poster of North Bay. Okay, so North Bay poster. You should have, if you haven't handed that in to Mrs. Jarvis, you want to make sure that you have that in your chart. So you would put geo, poster, and you probably are going to need technology to complete this assignment. So having a computer or an iPad, you might put that on your list here. I'm a little bit hesitant to let some of you use iPads after seeing how they were being used in science the other day. Some of you are going to lose the opportunity to have them in your hands for weeks at a time now because they're just not being used for education. Some of you are using them to improve your learning, and that's the point of them. Some of you might want a desktop. Some of you might just be drawing the poster, so you're going to need like a wicked piece of paper. You're going to need a ruler, etc.
Trevor Creswell, please contact the office. Trevor Creswell, please come to the office.
And you just keep adding to your list. You can ask Mrs. Wiegers for help. You can ask friends in the room. You can look through your notes. You can probably walk down the hall and talk to Mrs. Jarvis even. Or, she's probably in the room. Ask her in the room. Okay, now you get the point here. So you're just going to put another assignment that you feel you need to do and another assignment you feel you need to do. Some of you have to write the geo test probably still. And some of you probably still have to do, for example, journal entries for drama. Okay, so those should be priorities of yours.
Would Devin Boissonneau?
Holy cow, it's hard to write with this pen. Okay, that says drama. Okay, so we're going to go back up to this. And I'm going to, for those of you that want some help with the understanding of kind of where we're coming from, I'll do the reading for you. If you're ready to get started with the work, just get started with the work. So we're in Unit 1 still, Learning Skills. Activity 2, How to Become a Successful Student. Content. What does the word successful mean to you? Different people have different definitions of what success really is. Being a successful student doesn't just happen by chance. To become a successful student, there are 2 key areas to consider. The first is time management. Time management is the ability to judge how much work you have to do, how much time it might take to do it, and deciding when you are going to do it. By using agendas, calendars, schedules, timers, and watches, you can ensure that assignments get done on time. Remember that there are always 24 hours in a day, although sometimes it might not seem like it. By analyzing how you spend your time now, you might see some ways of improving how you use your time. For week 5, you are going to be marked on this work. This week, you will make a list of 3 pieces of schoolwork, like for math, or English, or science, or drama, etc. You need to complete. Now, I'm going to add one to the list because one has geography. Is extremely important. Most of you are taking geography right now, so you might pencil it in here on your list. Okay, but that needs to be completed. You will prioritize the 3 pieces of work. That means you will pick the thing that needs to be done the most, or that you think you're going to need the most help with since you're working on it in learning strategies. I will have conversations with many of you about why you have picked your first item on your list when I look at this chart. Okay, so if the first item on your list is this math work and you've just copied it in here because you think it's the priority, I'm going to ask you why you've picked that instead of, a geography poster or the geography test or this crazy word which is your drama presentation. Okay, and you will decide upon materials needed to do work. So when I look back at this chart, I can see, some of you want an iPad to do the work, or some of you will need a calculator. I want you to be able to determine what materials you're going to need to do the work. And then we look on the last thing you need to do this work. You will complete work in the order of importance.